Thank you very, very much. The 7th Nigerian Customer Experience Management Conference 2019. Please a round of applause for yourself for showing up here, because this is a wonderful conference to be at. My name is Rita Chinedu. I'm your anchor or host for this conference, and I know with your wonderful cooperation, this will be a wonderful one for us today. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to interact, and then share from the wealth of experience and knowledge from all of the speakers that will be speaking here. Moving on, I know each and every one of us have one or two experiences, but take it or leave it, there's something you have experienced that the person beside you needs to learn from too. So just think about it as you are also an embodiment of knowledge that will also share, because this is going to be very interactive. So even as to start off real quick, I'll just say a little bit about the team. The team is customer engagement in Nigeria, the role of stakeholders. Now, just before we continue and move on to the event proper, I'd like us to rise as we take the national anthem, which is the first stanza of the national anthem. We're going to move on real quick, and nothing more than hearing an opening remark from the convener himself, the one and only customer service expert, even as we have many more, Dr. Aliyu Ilyas. Please a round of applause for him as he comes up for the opening remarks. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to say good morning to everyone of us present here today. And first and foremost, I'd like to say Happy Customer Service Week. I'm sure we have been celebrating every different company. I've seen different package, key order, and what have you from different organizations. It's a good thing. We are all customers. You like it or leave it. You shop somewhere and you also serve someone. Remember, even our family are customers. And we need to serve them and serve them very, 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 very well. So happy Customer Service Week to you. First and foremost, when we say the magic of service, we actually plan to have a kind of syndicate discussion on magic of what? Service. As we all know that service is magical, and when you have a good experience, you will tell the whole world about your experience. Customer Experience Management Conference is in its 7th edition. I think it commences in the year 2013, and since then we've been trying to deepen the essence of customer experience in Nigeria. More so, the topic for today is customer engagement management. Customer engagement management. The role of stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? We are all the what? The stakeholders. I'm sure we have had different experience. My magical experience is this, and I'd like to share the magical experience with you. I bought a particular aircraft from Abuja to Lagos. Getting to Lagos in this age of Uber and Taxify has taken over the taxi. I couldn't wait for them. I just get to pick the next available taxi. And when I picked this taxi, I entered. The first person this man asked me, he said, "Do you want me to go to be faster than usual, or you want me to go normal?" I was wondering. Oga, please go normal. Go normal. More so it is Lagos. The next thing he said, do you prefer jazz music or hip hop? He looked at my face and said, you prefer hip hop. He said hip hop. I said, said, do you have any particular track you want to listen to on your phone? I have a code that I can connect it to. This is my country. Moving on. The next thing he said, he handed over Punch newspaper. That very day, Punch newspaper to me. I began to open. I was wondering, am I still in this my country, Nigeria? As we move on, he handed candies to me that I can choose the one I wanted. I was just, for me, I typically believe in sitting close to the driver, so that at least, when you are a driver also, you want to see what he's doing. When I got to where I was going to, it was from the airport to Oba, the closer. But he was asking me, should he pass another route so that it will be fast or normal? So when we got there, he handed over his business card to me. I just wonder again, a typical driver in Nigeria. Is that not magical, please? Is that not magical? Do you know I have referred not less than 25 people to this man? And also in this age of Uber and Taxify, Bolt, do you think a taxi owner can survive business without extra? And this has been my most magical experience in Nigeria. And the man's name is Simon. I asked him, is this Simeon or Simon? Is that Simon? Because I want to be. So since then, I've been making sure that I always refer people. This age is age of word of mouth, where my experience is what I'm going to tell the whole world. Funny enough, through social listening, I can go on Twitter, on Facebook, and funny enough, it is always good, it is always easier for us to say bad, but to celebrate. I'm supposed to go online, and celebrate this driver. I think I'm going to do that as it occurred to me. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the 2019 Nigeria Customer Experience Conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on, just before I call the speaker for the first session this morning. The speaker we're going to be listening to and sharing and drawing from her wealth of knowledge is no other person than Stella Uchechi Nodi. Thank you very much, ma'am. Wow. Bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour tout le monde. Anytime I have an engagement to speak, I like to shock Nigerians by speaking another language. Not Igbo, not Yoruba, not Hausa. There's only one person that smiled when I said bonjour tout le monde. Somebody around here had a wondrous look on her face. So today we're going to be talking about employee experience management in customer service, right? So employee experience management, what does it mean? What does employee experience management mean to you? What do you understand by that expression? I heard the MC saying that this is an interactive session, and I heard Elias also saying that. So please, I am not a picture. Talk to me. Employee experience management. Now, we have very few bosses here, so the majority of the crowd are employees. So talk to me. Employee experience management. Managing the experience of the employee. Right? It means the sum total of the employee's perception of the organization and how they harness their experience in the discharge of their duties to internal and external customers. Who are your internal customers? Your colleagues are your internal customers, yes? So don't think the customers you have are only those who come from outside to engage you. Your colleagues are your internal customers. Because if you are beefing your colleague,
the customer will suffer. Especially if selling that customer has, if in selling the customer, you must interact with a certain colleague. And then imagine if people are dragging something. And you're like, please, this is not today. The customer will suffer, yeah? Yes? 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 Okay. So, when we talk about the words of employee experience management, we're talking about the feedback the staff members give up. Now, I'm not going to mention names. There's this cable company in Nigeria. Yeah, before I started using mobile banking to do a lot of things, I used to go to their office to renew my subscription every time. And then I was so shocked. Yeah, one time I went there, the guy who was attending to me spent the whole 15 minutes of attending to me, but mouthing the organization that is paying his salary. I didn't get it. You know, he kept saying, this one, a company. Oh, I just managing ourselves here. I just see a good job there, I will just go. In fact, these people, they're just this, they're just that. I was too shocked to talk. Now let me shock you again. I was transferred to Abuja when I was working in the bank in 2009. Then when I moved to the FCT, I needed to change school for my daughter. So I went school hunting, you know, from school to school. Because I came to Abuja, they said schools you will say to at best, you know, and all that. They had. So I went to this particular school. I know the owner of the school personally. So I said, well, because I know her, I'm going to take my child there because, you know how it is. So I got there, she welcomed me, and handed me over. Please listen. When I give talks, I like to share personal experiences. And she handed me over to the man who was acting as head of school and also the head of English department in the school. Now I'm Igbo, yeah? And when the man found out I was Igbo, you know, his demeanor changed. He became very receptive to me and all that. So the madam said, okay, so go with him, we'll give you the form and everything, you know. So I went with this man. Guess what happened? This man told me, Madam, the worst thing you can do is to bring your child here. Real life. The worst thing you can ever want is to bring your child to this school. Don't even bother. I was like, what's going on? I was so shocked. If I'm sure that was the first time in my life somebody told me something and I didn't have a comeback. Well, what happened? I know, and the management, like even this one that says she's the owner of the school, that she's open mano, and she did this. Okay, for those who don't know, open mano is what we Igbos used to refer to the Yoruba people because people feel like oil. You eat with too much oil in your food. Okay? So he went on and on and on. But how? No, everyone is not serious. That even one time they were supposed to get a very senior position. She went all the way to Ghana to go and bring somebody. In trying to tell them that we Nigerian teachers were not good enough. That she now the Ghana man has left her and gone back to his country. And she now made him assistant head school of the head of school. I quietly collected the form and disappeared. Do you get it? Now that cable TV, I just stopped with the cable TV because the channels they have are more than other cable TV services. Otherwise, I would have thought it as well. I collected the form from that man in the school and I never went back there. Do you understand? I belong to a professional women's group with that lady who owns the school. I know how it is. She didn't ask me to stay why I did not come. You know, but I'm sure she was wondering. And I couldn't get myself to tell her. I should have told her. In hindsight, I should have told her. So that she would give the guy the biggest sack of his life. Imagine. So that is what customer employee experience is. But still, it also tells a lot about the management. What are you doing? I'm talking to the bosses now. What are you doing in your organization, in your department, in your unit that will make someone who works in that organization to badmouth the organization. It is sad, very sad, and it tells a lot about the management style of an organization. Okay? Now let's move on to why employee experience management is key. Why is employee experience management key? What your subordinates, what your colleagues, what your peers say about your management style, say about your organization, should tell you a lot about what you can change, what you can remove, what you can add. Very key. And then even as employees, it also says what you can suggest to management to inculcate. I was in a training program for a chain store in this country. And then when we were talking, they said, no, if you guys suggest anything to management, just be ready, like the next day they will sack you. And we had that training 4 days, 2 days for the branches in the South and 2 days for the branches in the Southeast. And it was the same consensus. Everybody was same. And I told them, see, if you know your work, nobody will intimidate you. If you know your rights, nobody will intimidate you. Part of the problem we have in employer-employee system in Nigeria is that a lot of people do not know their rights. One, apart from not knowing their rights, you don't go to equity with dirty hands. You get? You cannot say that your Oga is doing this and that to you, and then when they ask you a basic question, you can't answer it. I was in a training with a civil service organization, and one lady went on and on about how the directors are wicked, how this work closes by 4, civil service rule closes by 4, by 5, by 4, just before it's 4 o'clock, Amada will now call her and then give her work. Then one of the directors there was so disgusted with her attitude and asked her a question that revealed that that lady never comes to work early. Never. You don't come to work early and you want to close early. And you want to close right on time. And then I tell people, for employees that are here, yeah, one of your singular responsibility in the place of work is to manage your boss. Manage your relationship with your boss. Don't go and be tricky head and be quoting company policy. Yes? Because even in the face of quoting company policy, I used to tell, when I was in internal control, I used to tell people that, see, if I mean you, I mean you. If I enter that company policy, I will see a loophole that I'll use our phone to try me. Do you understand? So managing your boss, there's a book I have. It is titled, You Cannot Win a Fight with Your Boss. Look for it, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. You cannot win a fight with your boss and other management tips to succeed in the workplace. Okay? So when we are talking customer experience and all that, the employee has a role to play, right? So why is customer experience key? Because with the feedback you receive from employees, management is able to put systems and strategies in place to ensure that employers are happy in and with the organization, and will in turn serve customers well. Remember what Richard Branson said: if your customers are if your staff are not happy, it's over the bar. Your bottom line will be empty forever. You will not be making profits. So, employee experience management is key because from the feedback management gets from you. Personally, when we do consulting for organizations, we give forms to employees to tell us where they think management should improve. Okay? As I am now, I am volunteering my HR services in an international NGO here in Abuja. And one of the times we had a meeting, they said one of the suggestions we had with the head of HR, that they should allow staff to work remotely. You know what I mean by working remotely? Working from wherever you are. there's a way to clock in to show that yes, you have come to work remotely. But can that work in Nigeria? If you try remote working in Nigeria, more people will travel and tell you that where they are, no network. And that's it, and they won't do anything. They just clock in and be watching something. Netflix, yeah? So imagine if every organization in Nigeria says we work remotely, especially civil service. The over the bar is not here. Do you understand? Okay, so how do you ensure employee experience? How do you ensure excellent employee experience? Yes, that's my question. How? We're saying work remotely. What else? By training, okay? Someone has said training. What else? Medical insurance.
Mentoring and coaching.
Exactly. Yeah, mentoring and coaching. What else? Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to say something, sense of ownership.
Yes, please.
Sense of ownership.
Yes, sense of ownership. Empathy.
Share from here, yes, the challenges they are passing, then to hear from here what they are passing.
Okay, so show empathy. Okay. Let me tell you a story. I like to tell stories. Okay. There's a bank in this country. I will not mention the name. You know, most organizations now, they have a harassment and conflict resolution policy. Now, I want to tell you that as at the time I was working in the bank, right, the harassment and conflict resolution policy of that bank was just washed. Why? Because if you work in that organization as a lady, for example, and you're going through some form of harassment, maybe let's say sexual, you have nobody to report to. Because the man who started the bank, that's what he does. I don't know about now, but at then. So who do you want to tell? Do you get? So the brand, the culture, the vision, everything that you're talking about of an organization emanates because it's your vision. Do you understand? Like Richard Branson, he had a vision, and then he made sure that he brought it out of himself and put it in his staff. You find pictures of him with his staff all dressed up like they're having a carnival. He immersed himself. Sometimes he's a cabin crew on some of his flights. He's serving drinks in flight. Do you understand? Now, if you're a staff of the organization and you have sense, you know, because some people don't have sense. Do you understand? Some people don't have sense. And you have sense, and you see your guy at the top coming to make you feel like you matter, asking you what your opinion is. You see him every time he's with his staff and he's with his customers, he has a notepad and he's actually writing down things people are saying, both customers and staff. You know, they're not a third person. It's either you sit up or you sit out. In fact, in that kind of organization, you feel loved. Do you get? You feel loved. So, to get you as employees to be like these people, okay, these are all the things we're talking about. Alright? So, to ensure effective employee experience, we're talking culture, like you said, sir. Yeah? We're talking technology, like you also said. We're talking physical space, like someone said, working environment. Yeah? If you add all these together, the employee experience equation, culture plus technology plus physical space, it equals employee experience. Good one. By culture, we mean how do you feel about the brand of your organization? The corporate brand, the recruitment system. You know, some people, for example, you have an interview to attend, and then you go there, and then they tell you the interview is by 4, and they don't see you until 6. It tells you something about them. They have no respect for people. They have no respect for the time of people. And you have a right to get into the interview panel and tell them, I don't work like this. You don't give me 4 and you give me till 6. They will respect you. For those of us who used to be afraid of saying what's on our mind. They will respect you. Right? And the onboarding procedure, the policies, the HR operational policies, the management style. I used to be in a branch one time, big banking hall. I was cash officer. The ACs were not working. And in that branch, there were 4 tertiary institutions were collecting school fees. They were paying all the civil servants in that state salary. Yeah? So month end, you see the banking hall, like markets. They were collecting school fees or bursary or something like that. And there was no AC in the banking hall. The place, when you know, that period when they newly installed metal detector doors in banks, if you enter the metal detector door, you step into the banking hall, you can cut the heat with a blunt knife. It hits you like a tornado. You stagger. Body odor. Heat. Students were irate. We, the staff, were frustrated. I felt ill. 2 weeks I did not go to work. I broke down completely. When I came back, I wrote to head office and requested for this kind of place 2 in the banking hall. Requested for 2. The people in head office, they were playing politics with me. They were doing Okay, the department that's admin that was supposed to supply the AC. I now sat down and did a strongly worded memo. I'm not afraid of you. To the CEO of the bank and copied the head of customer care. I didn't even write to customer care and copy the CEO. I wrote to the CEO and copied customer care, even the Oga. The customer care Oga called me and said, I said, Oga, what is sick in this branch? People are dying. Come to our branch and see what's happening. 4 days. 4 days. The AC came. 4 days. People were hailing me in the bus. You will not talk, you keep quiet, and you work in this condition and you are hailing me. 4 days. The AC came. They brought it by night and installed it. Then I heard that one of that from Lagos called my guy and said, who is that Stella? That lady, I want to know her. Do you understand? Physical space, economics. Your relationship with your work tools is very key. You know, you walk into some civil service organization. I have a colleague who now works in a parastatal. When I went to visit him one time, he told me, Stella, this table and this chair I'm sitting on, I bought you my money. Oh yes. He bought it with his money. And any day he's leaving, he'll carry it. They gave him work, they did not provide table. No workspace, nothing. And you want the person to deliver. It's not magic now. You get? So physical space is key. So bottom line, employee experience management boils down to meaningful work. Meaningful work talks about autonomy, selection to fit, small teams, time for slack. Now, when it comes to small teams, you know there are people who cannot work well in a large team. There are people who would prefer you give them a task and leave them to do it. And there are people who will not work well unless they are in a senior position. Unless they have people, yes. Unless they have people they are supervising. One of those kind of people is me. If I get into a team, I like to be in the inner caucus. You know what they call inner caucus? Be in the team when management takes decision, before it trickles down to other people. I know. In fact, I'll not be the one telling you that I see in the next 2 days this meeting will happen. You know? So, then hands-on management. You need to set clear goals, like my Oga at the back said. They need to set clear goals. Let them know what they are working towards. For example, you can't tell someone he or she came to work late when there is no staff handbook talking about resumption time. I can as well not come at all. Right? Productive environment, flexible work environment, recognition-rich culture, like you said, open, flexible workspaces, and inclusive, diverse culture. Now, there was another bank in the southeast that had a staff, a Muslim lady, whose husband was a commissioner of police. You know, so she came, she was wearing hijab and everything, and she was in operations. So one time, one Oga came from Lagos and walked into the banking hall and saw her. This girl was so offended. I'm talking 1999. Now who is that person? Why is she there? That person, they should take her to the bank. Maybe she should be supervising the people counting money. There's somehow now, when somebody walks into the banking hall and sees her, like, Oga, she's a Muslim. So she should remove her hijab because it was an issue. Yeah. It was an issue. So inclusive culture is key. People want to know how inclusive are you in your culture. Mission and purpose is key, and health and well-being. If you have a gym in your office here, let me see your hand. There's a gym in my office. Let me see your hand. Gym. Gym. Gym, yeah. Okay, I have a crèche in my office. Let me see your hand. Crèche. Both crèche and gym. I need to start working together. Yeah? I have a canteen in my office. Let me see your hand. You go to some organization, they don't have canteen. How do you want people to eat? Very key. If I'm hungry here, you will not like me. Do you understand? So welfare of staff is very key. They need to feel safe and secure. You need to be concerned about their fitness and their health, and then their financial well-being as well. Someone mentioned loans, yeah? And also their psychological wellness and support. All right, my time is almost up. Now, this is where I want to talk to us, to the employees. What are you bringing to the table? It's not enough to say, manage my experience, manage my experience, manage my experience. What are you as an employee bringing to the table to ensure your own employee experience is sweet? And then I ask the question, are you an entrepreneur? What does that mean? Who knows what an intrapreneur means? We've been hearing enter. Now, what is an intrapreneur?
Become the CEO of the desk. While the entrepreneur is making money for the company, you are making money for your desk. Going to your desk, taking your desk, what effect and what becomes.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, because I'm running out of time, an entrepreneur, please listen if you're an employee. An entrepreneur, yeah, is an employee who works as if he owns the business. Is that how you work? On a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, score yourself as an entrepreneur. Do you work as if the organization you work in belongs to you? Because it's not enough to complain that management must do this, management must take me to Dubai every quarter to go and flex and enjoy. What are you bringing to the table? That's the question you need to ask yourself. If this business were mine, will I work the way I'm working? Will you? I need answers. AEDC. Will you work as AEDC if your race over? Somebody will buy credit 3,000. Before you get has finished. What I want? Which assumption? Okay, so are you working as if AEDC belongs to you? All of you are looking very fine and flat. Are you sure? Yes. You're sure? Yes. My people, are you working as if Galaxy belongs to you? My Oga, you look like a CEO, sir. That is with your own part to play in this whole business of ensuring employee experience?
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move on real quick and we're listening to the next speaker. Please put your hands together as we welcome Adebayo Lawal. A round of applause, a resounding round of applause. I'm able to tell you how he has gone so far. Thank you very much, sir.
Customer engagement is the process of actively building, nurturing, and managing relationship with customers. It's all about managing relationship. So I'll take the words one after the other. We talk about building relationship. As a seller, the most important thing to you is your customer's perception about your product. So we talk about building relationship with the customer. We talk about nurturing the relationship, creating an emotional bond between the seller of the product and the buyer. And we're also talking about managing relationship, which is like watering the relationship so as to ensure that from time to time, the customer is feeling what you are selling to him and is actually appreciating it. I am privileged to have worked with one of the best banks in Nigeria. I will not mention him now. I was with Zenith Bank for about 11 years, and throughout this period, I was a service person. What I mean by a service person is that I interface with customer almost all through the entire period. So I know why it is. Some customers can be very difficult at times, but if you are able to meet that customer's emotional needs, I'm not talking about maybe things that are not on the desk. But what I'm trying to say is that customers want to have a reason for coming back. You want to have a reason for buying what you're selling to him. So if you are able to meet the customer at that point, you will not only get the customer to be going back to buy that product, but you will retain the customer loyalty for as long as you want. Okay, please let me have my next slide. Okay. Financial sector is a section of the economy that is made up of firms and institutions that provide financial services to commercial and retail customers. This sector comprises a broad range of industry, including banks, investment companies, insurance companies, real estate. Anyone that uses the service of this company is a customer. So there's no need for us to start defining and redefining customer. If you use the service of any of these industry or firms under the financial sector, you are automatically a customer. Okay, importance of customer engagement. Why do we need to participate in customer engagement? The first one is to acquire more customers, to acquire more relationships, to get more customers to love what you are selling to them. The second is to engage the customer, is to create an emotional connection between you that you are selling the product and the person that is buying the product. The last is to retain customers, is to make the customer willing to come again and again to buy your products. We will still get to a point where we discuss how do we actually get customers to be connected with your products. Okay, engagement and experience management. There's a slight difference between the two. So let's not mix it up. Engagement means the understanding, designing, and managing different engagement models. What are the engagement models, or what are the engagement points? We're talking about the points through which customers actually meet with the service providers. These days, we're talking about the social media ways through which we can relate with our customers. We're talking about websites. Sometimes when you are buying goods online now, you see a column where you can put your reviews there. A lot of times you see people put nasty comments there. Those nasty comments are actually what service providers use to redefine their products. They read it all the time. Sometimes they may not respond, but it doesn't mean that they're not seeing what you put there. Customer experience management is the understanding, designing, and managing how interactions, communication, and exposition of this service engagement is handled. So what I'm telling you about here is that for the experience, the service provider is trying to understand the customer's perception about that product. And they try to redefine the product to suit customers' demands. What this slide is talking about is, it is easier for us to retain or get a customer that is already in our books to do more business with us than to get a new customer. By inference, when we already have a customer doing business with us, if we engage properly with this customer, meet that customer's demand, it's just like, for example, if you have an account with a particular bank, and for example, you need something like APG, you need something like bank guarantee, and your bank is doing this thing for you the way you want it, you would not even think of doing business with another bank until circumstances warrant. So, customer engagement is telling us that when the service provider is properly connected with service users, retainership is assured. Steps to improve management of customers' engagement. Number one, focus on the products, service improvement and simplifications. The most important thing is to keep the service promise. When you say that your product is going to do this for you, or the product is going to serve a particular purpose, make sure that your product is serving that purpose. There are no two ways to that. If the product you are selling to buyers does not meet their particular demand, there are no ways to it. No matter how much you preach, no matter your customer engagement, so long as customers are not getting value for what they are paying for, they will not come back. Number two, train team members. Training, the importance in training is that at every point that the buyers of your product are getting in contact with the company, they should get similar quality service. What I'm saying is that the staff that will be selling your product should be properly trained. Trained on what? They should understand the product. What does the product do? And most importantly, these products that they are selling should be able to meet the purpose for which it is bought. So, training and retraining and retraining. You don't give what you don't have. Create an easy to understand SLA. SLA is service level agreement. When, especially in the financial sector, when you say your MasterCard is going to serve this particular purpose, make sure that it does it. And when there are flaws, make concerted efforts to correct it. Let the customer be fully aware of what they can enjoy from the product that they are buying from you. Take customers and user satisfaction survey for products. You don't just continue to dish out products. Take out time to know how customers are reacting to these products. Take a survey. Once in a while, interview or call to discussion some of your customers so that you can know exactly, are they really feeling the product? Are there any flaws you need to work on? Surveys can be done in any way. You can even try to make it like one-on-one communication with your key customers. And you can employ people, you can outsource it. You understand? So it's very, very important to know how customers feel about your product. Then use data from top consumer review websites. I was talking about Jumia, Ponga the other time. For every product you buy from Jumia, you will see a place where you can put your review. If the review you are putting there is not favorable, other people will see it. If the review is good enough, other people will see it. And it determines whether more and more people will be buying that product or the other way around. So for service providers, once in a while, you go there, you can even go to Play Store on Google. When people download a particular app there, people will drop comment. In fact, sometimes when you want to laugh, just go and read through the review of some customers. You see some very nasty comments. Very, very nasty comments. Those comments are what make people. That's why when you download a particular app today, you go back another 2 weeks, they'll say there's an update. Another 2 weeks, there's an update. I used to see that until one day I saw an update for Quran, and I was wondering that do we have another Muhammad, or why? What are they updating in Quran? But sincerely speaking, sometimes bugs, sometimes these apps freezes. They freeze, and the people behind it work on it just to make sure that it meets expectations. Okay? Use business relationship managers to obtain customers' requirements for market segments that you have. Yes, this one is talking about marketers for banks. Marketers reach out to customers and they ask them, how can we serve you better? What are the things you need? What are the requirements for your contract? Those are the ways through which we can get information from the field and we'll use it to redefine our product. And lastly, understand why people buy your product. Nobody will drop ₦1 except they are certain of getting the value in return. So you should understand, why do people come to buy your products? So when you understand that, you will know how to satisfy them better. Okay, now this place is very, very funny. Like I said earlier, I was fortunate to be head of operations, I think 4 years after joining the bank. And as head of operations, one of your roles is to meet this kind of customers. You know, sometimes when you go to the bank and you meet with the teller and there are issues. In fact, something as small as, why did you spell my name this way? Or why did you not say Alaji when you are calling me, can become an issue. Something like, I was trying to use my ATM card in your, what do you call it, Festac branch, and the machine seized my card. I was in a way I could not retrieve the card. I want my card. I was like, okay, your card will not fly from Lagos to Abuja. And this thing happened just over the weekend. So these are the kind of customers you meet with every day. Let me share one experience with you. This happened in around 2011, 2012. I was head of operations in one of our branches. Then I was still in Zenith Bank in Kogi State. So the customer called me around 1 a.m. He said, Oga Bayo, I am in Manchester. I am trying to use your card now. And this thing gave me $50, £50, and it's not giving me any money again. I am stranded. I am here for my daughter's graduation. How do I go about it? 1 o'clock, Friday night. What am I supposed to do? And I was like, do you have anybody in Manchester? No. Do you have any other money on you? No. Do you have any other place you can come to? No. Let me tell you what made that happen. Sometimes in 2011, these cyber criminals, they were attacking cards. So when you have a card of that my previous employer and you are traveling out of the country, you must call and say, I want to use my card, I'm going to UK, I want to use my card there. Please enable it for international transactions. So this woman actually called to tell me that she was going there. Then I relayed the message to our e-business people that please activate this customer's card. But I don't know what happened. It was not done, and the woman eventually flew in there and she was stranded. So what was I supposed to do? And she told me. So, and I said, okay, madam, what about, and I knew the customer is having another account with another bank, and she's having a card to that account. But because of my relationship with the customer, she has abandoned the account for long. But I know very well that that policy of single withdrawal outside the country is not applicable in that bank. So I called her. I said, madam, this is your card. Sorry, I don't want to mention any bank. I don't intend to discredit or to advertise any bank here. And I said, madam, that card for the other bank that you discussed with me the other time, do you still have the card? Yes, he has it, but there's no money there. And it's not like now that we have mobile banking. In fact, internet banking is only for bank staff then, because we're not really selling it out. So I said, okay, do you still have it? He said, have you said, do you have the account number? She says, yes. I said, send the account number to me. So she sent it to me. That's 1 o'clock in the night. I called my branch head. I said, okay, it don't happen. This woman is stranded, and she's in Manchester. We need to find a way around it for her. She said, what can he now do? I said, okay, do you have any money in your account? He said, yes. So money is account, okay, send 100K to me. My Oga credited my account with 100K. I called the woman. When the woman sent the account number to me, I credited the account. I don't want to mention the name of banks before their head will be swelling. So I credited the account. I told madam, I said, madam, try the card. Right there and then, the woman tried the card and she was able to withdraw money. And the problem was solved that night. So when the customer came back to Nigeria, she came to my office and I was like, Oga, your bank is wonderful. I really enjoyed myself with my finances when I was outside the country. I said, it's true, Oga. Madam, we're actually wonderful. You understand? But the truth of it is that almost half of the woman's bag, she bought things for me. But what I want to say is that sometimes as service provider, we cannot solve all our customers' problem using straight line. Sometimes we need to go extra mile. Sometimes we need to take some pain to make sure the customer is happy. If the customer is happy, apart from the fact that your relationship with customer is strengthened, their loyalty to the brand too is strengthened. Okay? So the most important thing, firstly, listening to the customer. No matter how bad the customer must be, don't interrupt the customer. Allow the customer to discharge the anger. It's very important. Allow them. Even when it's like a boiling water, just allow it. Everything, just be nodding your head. As a professional, you don't need to take it personal. Just allow the customer. Everybody, no matter, even if you talk 10-15 minutes, she will get tired or he will get tired, then he will listen to you. Okay, the next one, apologize. That's why sometimes when you call MTN or you call DSTV, no matter how much you rate for them, they will still say, it's like frustrating for a dwarf. The moment you stand up, you maintain your standard. Okay, the third one is let the customer know that you actually feel the pain. It's not just being like a robot, you know, just cramming everything up, ask you to do here. No, let the customer know that, oh, madam, I am sincerely sorry for what happened. It wasn't intentional, it's a system flaw. You know what those lies we normally lie when our system is down. You know, there was a time in my previous place when the system is down, we said we should be telling customers that we're upgrading our system. I said, the first thing you asked me when I'm joining this job is about my integrity. I must not lie. And now they are officially asking us to lie. God help us. But we were actually lying to customers. It's a system problem. There's nothing like operating. Number 4, maintain a calm tone of voice. Tone is very important. You know, just like a man that wants to talk to a woman. Very important. We talk carefully. The one. The 5th one, the power of the name. Like I said earlier, sometimes because you call a pastor Alaji, or because you call a chief by only his first name, can even create problem from the fact they can make such a person to even dislike you from that point. From that point, you can damage the relationship. But let me tell you how it works. Somebody is already in front of you. Okay, there was a time I was handling one judge for. I'll tell you the story before the end of this lecture. I was handling the case for one judge in High Court in Kobe State. I'll tell you what happened, but not now. So, how it works is, after the person has raised, is already feeling, is already angry, and I say, Pastor Emmanuel John, you know this thing is not important. That time the customer is already remembering that he's the pastor and he's supposed to behave himself. So naturally, you can use that one to calm the customer down. Or Alaji Ibrahim Salih. That time he's remembering that it's Alaji. And it goes like that. Even usually, doctor, you call them by their name. You understand? In military, it works for them. It works. When you call somebody by his name, it's as if you are calling the person's spirit. So call the person by their name. Oga, we are sincerely sorry. It works. If you try it, you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay? Get your customer to trust you. There's something that works in bank. It works in bank. If you get your customer to trust you, in fact, before he would even give his husband or his wife money, he will call you first. It happens. Before he will even buy a car, he will tell you the financial implication of what he wants to do. And if you are able to get a customer to that level, even if the customer has 17 bank accounts before, you will reduce it to 1. Okay? Then, number 7, don't take it personally. I've said this earlier. You don't have to be angry. We're all professional. We're there because we're looking for our bread. So if somebody insults you, just like when you insult somebody in customer care on MTN, who doesn't know you, you don't know him. So what's the point? If you like, insult his father. So as a professional, we should leave the ego aside and be professional. Don't take anything personally. The person is insulting your product, not you. If not because of the product, the person will not. After all, it's not insulting your father. So we don't take things personally. Avoid negative language. In fact, body language. This is where body language comes in. There's a way somebody is talking to you. They are not talking, but your body language is showing that you feel like slapping the customer. It happens. Either you are feeling uneasy, or you are putting your hand, or you are squeezing your face and all that. All these things can make you to lose relationship. Okay? Resolve the issue. Very important. You must solve the problem. Either directly or indirectly, either immediately or later. Whichever method, you must solve the customer's problem, or you provide an alternative. Then lastly, you share the knowledge. Sharing the knowledge will help others to prepare for similar scenario, so that the organization can be made of people that can really help the products that we sell. Effects of tones in granting or denying requests. I've talked about this before. When you are denying a customer, there are 1,001 reasons why you can turn the customer down. Those of us that are in credit know that some people, you don't have a choice than to turn down their request. You can't help it. Yes, I have land in my town, I have land. Okay, what's your cash flow? What do you want to use this money for? He cannot answer your question. Maybe his friend just bought one Prado and he wants to have a Prado. He will not tell you he's expecting some goods. Just take this land. And what I'm trying to say is that there is a no. In fact, we have a lot of no. I saw one picture on the internet. They put one man there. The kind of face you meet when you are going to the bank to deposit. They put one smiling face there. But when you are going there to request for loan, if you see the man's face, so we should watch common point of customer engagement. These are the issues where the points where you meet with customer and you have to resolve them, and you can easily have problem. These are the areas, some of the areas we do have problem with customers. The first one is failed transaction or failed services. I want to transfer money to UBA. I've sent the money 3 hours. The person has not gotten value. As the account officer, they will call you. In fact, some of them will continue to call you as long as the money has not dropped at the other side. So you just have to be careful. And that time, sometimes business decisions are made in split of seconds. What I'm trying to say is that because the money did not drop, the person did not release goods. So it's a big problem. And what we still have in Nigeria today, we have instances where that thing works. In 5-10 seconds, the customer gets value. And I've seen instances where it will take 24 to 48 hours. Have you seen such before? Where almost 48 hours, your NIP of 20,000 has not dropped to the other account. So we see that all the time. The other one is area of trap cards and dispense errors. Customers frown out. If somebody is traveling, the only money he has left in his account is what he would use for transport or use for a flight. And he is having dispense error. How do you resolve that? Those are very nasty instances. Unstable network, I just want to withdraw. And you are finding it difficult to withdraw because network is not stable. How do you handle that? The issue of business development, you just want to get their accounts, reconciliation, and disputed charges. You know how we do it in banks now. Sometimes those charges just keep dropping. They just keep dropping. And customers don't find. Then cyber security issues, you don't know who is attacking your account online. So all these instances, they are where we meet with customers, not smiling at us, and we just have to find a way around it. These are innovations from customers' engagement. What this means is these are the products that were developed over time because customers have requested for them. Customers, through customer engagement, they found that there is need for all these products, and we're still going to see more. As we embrace digital optimization, as more and more people are embracing digitalization of bank products, we're still going to see more and more of this. I'm sure we're familiar with POS in filling stations, agency banking and supermarket, web pay for school fees collection, internet banking, both corporate and personal, mobile banking, touch pay, near field communication, where when you want to make payment for the goods, you just make a contact and the money left your account. Remitter direct debit, online account opening, and remote request. So we can see now that the world and Nigeria, to be specific, is moving to digitalization. Let's look at this small graph that I have here. The blue is checkbook. We can see from 2015 to 2018 there that the usage of checkbook for transaction is dropping over time. The last at the extreme right is 2018. And this is ATM. We can see from 2015, ATM usage is increasing until we get to 2018. And this is POS usage for transaction. We can see the one in yellow. That's how it is increasing, which means very soon you will enter some filling station and they will tell you they don't take cash, except POSs. You enter some supermarket and they will just tell you they don't take cash. So we will soon get there, and very soon the world is already thinking of artificial intelligence as a means of doing bank transaction. What I'm trying to say is that you get a situation whereby with your BVN, if you will commit any traffic offense, after notifying you, you will just get alert. We will soon get there. We will soon get there. Yes, if your vehicle license is expired, on the anniversary, you will just get alert. Yes, we will soon get there. Nobody will come and ask you because you are expected to renew your vehicle license on the anniversary. So those are the things that we should expect in the nearest future. We should expect a situation whereby if somebody is trying to attack your account online, they will get SMS alert to change your password, they will get email alert to change your password. Only because somebody is trying to attack your account. So all these things will still happen over time. ATM, checks, ATM, POS, and trade volume. You can see the way this thing is increasing over time. All these payment methods that hitherto in the past we're not really seeing so much traffic on them. They have already started going up. You can see the red one is ATM, for those of us that cannot see from distance. The yellow is POS, and the blue is checkbook. Okay, checkbook is already becoming out fashioned. Of course, with your mobile banking app, your internet banking, who needs a checkbook for what? Okay? So, web-based solution. This is what we use for collection of school fees, payment of visa and all that. We can see it's already increasing. This is 2018. That is the highest. This next slide. NIMS instant payment. This is the NIP we do on our phones from one bank to another. It's increasing. You can see what it is like in 2018. Next slide, please. Mobile pay. Next slide. E-bills pay. This is what we use. They use this e-bills pay in banks. Nigeria Public Company make use of this. Also, NEPA, AEDC and all that. Some of them make use of this platform. It wasn't really pronounced until 2017, but now it's on the increase. Next slide, please. Okay, let's quickly look at popular quotes about customer engagement. Steve Jobs is a well-known person all over the world. He said, we've got to start with customer experience and work backwards towards technology, not the other way around. It means take input from the customer, take it back, work on it. Instead of you designing the product and forcing it on customer. The next one is the more you engage the customer, previous slide. The more you engage the customer with clearer things, the clearer things become, and the easier it is to determine what should be doing. This is the president of Harley Davidson. What he's saying is that the more we understand what our customers want, the better it is for us to be returning products for them. Get closer to your customers so that you can tell them what they need before they even realize it themselves. That's talking about artificial intelligence. You already know when your customer's visa will expire. You already know when your customer's license will expire, and you make sure that it is done even before they realize it. If you make customers unhappy, this part is trickish. If you make customers unhappy in the physical world, they might each tell 6 friends. If you make customers unhappy on the internet, they can tell 6,000 friends. Sincerely speaking, they will even take 6 million friends. So we should be careful with how we make our customers feel. There's only one boss, and the boss is the customer. He can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down, simply by spending his money as well. Customer engagement is the process of actively building, nurturing, and managing relationship with customer. The essence is to provide high quality customer experience, keeping the service promise, and to ensure overall loyalty to the brand. Highly engaged customers buy more, promote more, and demonstrate more loyalty. Happy customer service week. Thank you.
I don't know, do we have any question for him, please? Okay, this is what we're going to do. I think so you can be seated. Thank you very much. We'll have to call you back soon. We're going to be talking about, or listening, or conversing about the topic outside in customer experience management. Another round of applause for no other person than Dr. Aliyu Ilyas. A resounding round of applause. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. In the year 2014, I called a firm and I told the head of customer service of that firm that this your company will die in 4 years. In 4 years. At Customer Service Awards Limited, what we'll do, we will carry out research about service delivery in Nigeria, sector by sector. I told the person, and this is why I told the person that this company would die. And in the year 2019, early 2019, The company was bought over at 1 naira, a Nigeria company. I'm sure you will respect it. We were in our office, and we invited this company to deliver something to us. It is an online company. Very, very online. In fact, if you are not smart enough, you wouldn't know the change of hand. We invited this company to deliver to us, and when this dispatch rider got to our office, he said he cannot come upstairs. Our office is the second floor. That we should come down and get what we ordered for. And to increase the challenge more, we decided in our office that please, when you get down, tell the person that your ATM, you need to go and use ATM to pay the person. And you need to get to the bank. What do? We try to understand this person the more. Lo and behold, the entire plaza got to know there is trouble. This person keeps shouting. You are not up to the task. If you don't have money, you are claiming you are a big man. You are claiming this. You are claiming that. Everybody gathered. What happened? Apologies. The person who went there was on camera and recording what? The situation. What are we doing? We are trying to check service delivery. Please don't blame us. At the end of the day, we made this payment. The person brought us money and paid. So when this person paid, I called the head of customer service of that organization. The company would die in 4 years. The person said, well, their challenge is that they outsourced the company that came to us to deliver the item. We all know about outsourcing, right? Outsourcing simply means contracting legal part of your company to a third-party organization. And you can't run from that, do you? Can you do anything without outsourcing at this age? I think it's not possible. And I said, fine, this is outsourcing. How well do you manage and making sure that they deliver your service as you are expecting? Now, outsourcing has two, let me just mention one advantage and one disadvantage. When you outsource, it reduces overhead costs. I think I'm correct. To reduce what? Overhead costs. Because you don't need to, the company will set their staff. But the challenge there is that it will also, they may not deliver as what's expected if they are not well monitored. And remember, you cannot manage what you do not monitor. Can you manage what you do not monitor? I think that's not possible. So at the end of the day, after 2 years of that observation, the company went ahead and established their own logistics inside their firm. You know, maybe the problem is getting to the peak. After 2 years, I'm sure you know customer experience is about our 6 senses. What we see, what we feel, what we perceive, everything is, we are adding it up. The challenge is that there's a lot of things you even know, you don't know you know, until the challenge occurs. And that's what we call intuition. What you know, you don't know you know, until there is a scenario. Now remember, this thing was actually here. So after 2 years, they try to have their own logistic company to deliver. But as it is, the service break has occurred already. You cannot get those customers back again. They have changed their words. The purpose has changed because actually everything has competition at this age. And also, after 2 years, they bring in, then 2 years after, the company cannot survive again. They need to approach another company that, you know what, please, buy our name, just use our name. You know why? You know in business, if you are a CEO of a business, it will be a bad thing for that company to die. Do you know what it means? Nobody will want to deal with you. Nobody will trust you anywhere. So you now say, approach a sister from that, please, can you take over my name? Please take over my what? My name. I think if you really know the company, that means You understand the company. The company was bought over at 1 naira. And by the time the company changed, nobody even understand. They only say so. In fact, the media was so silent about it. And to really deepen that, you know this recession that happened to Nigeria, you know it exposed a lot of things. That's what really adds to the Ocean problem. You know, you have little resources, right? You have to look at how you want to spend your money. You want value for it. That is the challenge of what outside in the power of putting customer at the center of what? Of your business. They are not at the center of your business. I assure you, it will show in your profit base. Do you know why? A good organization that offers good customer experience can boast and say that in the year 2020, we are going to make 40 billion. Do you know why? It is sure for you because you are satisfying your what? Your customer. If you fail to do that, it's a big problem. Outside in thinking is thinking that improve the customer experience and maximize customer benefit while improving process and system that are troublesome for the customer. Now, the fact remains that some must have let you know that there is a dirt in your eye that you should clean it. Is that not so? That's exactly how companies, there's some things you don't see. You need to engage people to help you check it so that they will report back to you and you move on. So the secret to excellent service delivery at this age is outside in. You can't sit down in your office and believe you've got to know everything. You are deceiving yourself. You know when you start seeing your profit base is what? Shrinking gradually. So now, design thinking. The world is moving, then someone mentioned that you need to think for your customer at this age. Before they discover they need something, you should be aware they are in need of that thing. Very, very key. And that is it at this age. Because you have to start thinking for them. Henry Ford said, if I had asked people, how do you want to move better? You know that what they say? You know, it's before we use horse. Is that not so? So you would have been beating the horse to run faster. Is that not so? Move. But he went out and think with his intuition and said people need a car. Not what? Not the horse. Because we need to move far within short period. So the first thing is that empathy. If you are in my shoe, having removed your own shoe, how do you feel? If you are a customer of Keystone Bank, you are not a staff of Keystone Bank, how will you feel? If you are a customer of AEDC, how will you feel? Now you are a staff of AEDC. 2, create a point of view that captures the essence of your user insights. We have CX, we also have UX, user experience. Remember, when you buy Pampers or diapers rather, do you use diapers? No, it's not you. Who actually uses diapers? It's the baby. So are you a customer or you're a consumer in that? Can we separate that? Are you a consumer or you're a customer? And who is the consumer? Now, let me share one thing with you about that baby. I went to a general hospital. Don't mind me because I really look out for experience. And I stepped into that general hospital. I went to children's ward. When I got there, I stepped in, every child in that hospital was crying. They are doing what? Crying. I stepped back. I hope I didn't come with another You know, I went in again. They are still what? Crying. I summoned courage. Let me go and reach the person I want to be. I went ahead. At a point, everything went down. When everything went down, another person came in and started crying. So I needed to look. The person wore apron, white apron. I was on white kaftan. Thank you. What has happened there? They believe I am what? And what I want to do. That is what is called intuition. And that is what is ruling the world now. If you can manage your customer intuition, they will love you like anything. Because of our six senses. We are so proactive to what we see, what we hear. Who taught them? But because it has occurred to them over time, it's not that anytime these white people came around, these people on white dress, they are coming to what? To do chuku. And moving on, who told you, who taught you that when you see an envelope on your phone, it is a message? Who actually sit you down and tell you? Is what? So simple as that. And that's how your customer has something. Funny enough, in Nigeria today, from our findings, a Nigerian just want you to be consistent in what you do to them. They will know you for what you are. Take it or leave it. You know why? Nigeria just wants convenience. Just make it comfortable and everybody's what? And a good example, there's a particular place we have turned to a tourism center. I'm sure you can all remember. There's a particular place we go to buy. We have all turned it to what? A tourism center. Because we are able to manage our intuition and making sure that it is convenient for you. So when you are going there, you're not only going there to buy. You are going there to enjoy yourself. And naturally, please take note. Whenever you step into that particular place, I'm sure we all know where I'm talking about. Whenever you step into that place, take it or leave it. And having the Nigerian spirit change. The swag will add. And what next? Is that not? Ladies are not talking. What is this? And when you do selfie, what are you doing for them? The shares, what are you doing? Free and not free. Simply because they have worked on you and discovered that you want that convenience. And perhaps if somebody who came from, for those people in Abuja, somebody came from any part of Nigeria to come and visit you, I'm sure you will take it to one of the places I'm talking about. We have turned it to what? A tourism center. And the company is taking billions. They are working with anyway. They are taking us a lot of billions from our pocket. And that's how family relationship, friendship, business work. What people see, what they feel, is what they want. So, define it, then ideate. Get every idea not in the open, the more the better. Now, we said outside in. Is that not so? Outside in simply means that your staff as an employee or customer experience manager, because our challenge with customer experience in Nigeria is that most people are actually promoted to CX. Is that not so? The company should also endeavor to also take them through the training of that. Purpose of training in 2015 is not the same thing. If you remember, if we talk about customer service, now it's now customer what? Experience. Most of the share even changing is not customer service manager, it is now customer experience manager. Because it is the what? The experience that we actually want. Now, you have to take your staff, let them sit around, ask them what they should just mention some places they have been to that give them fantastic experience. People very soon experience to surpass prices. You will not buy because of the price. You will not buy because of what? The price. You will go to buy because of the what? The experience. Before now, we all believe that if you don't wear a designer shirt, you don't wear a shirt. Ralph, St. Michael, YSL, those are the things you buy. And what do we actually buy? It's just the experience that we follow by Ralph dress. Thank God to our fashion designer now, and people wear different attire, and they sew it to what really was, for you exactly. Prototype, build model, example, visuals to showcase your best what? Ideas. What I'm trying to say is that most people that offer experience must have gone through the experience before. And I think 3 weeks after, I received an SMS which says that there was simulation at Cyberbed Gallery. I don't know if anybody will see that SMS because we saw the implication of that. Now, test. Share your prototype with what the world and gather feedback. Anything you don't monitor, we cannot manage. Feedback is very, very important. Now, moving on, untapped resources. Customer experience is the greatest untapped source of decreased costs. First and foremost, you can perfect your business at this age. I'm sure when Marianne Okuda will be discussing to us about the impact of the contact center, she's going to tell us more about the impact of data. You are managing people and you don't have their data. And you want them to continue to buy from you. It's a problem. It's a problem. I take a sample of Office. You know Office? Before it's Pampers. Is that also? But if you take those, Office just take everyone, all the market. Just pack the other one by the... In fact, they created one that is like for kids. So it's simple. Do you know the funny thing? A disruptor is coming for them again. I just find out from my friend, do you know what the other company is coming to do? Before you can become a distributor for Office, you need 50 million naira. And that company is now coming with 20 million naira. With package. Do you get? You know that our distributors sells what gives them profit, not what sells in the market. Let's talk like a business person now. You know when you are, okay, we have FMCG. So, thank you. Mr. Ivar is from the fast moving consumer goods. It is not by what sells in the market though. Your product is as good as anything you can think of. Those distributors, they won't sell it. It will be at the what? But when people can really get profit, they will market it if at all it's bad. Just someone is giving me 80 naira on one, someone is giving me 20 naira. Oh, come on. Do you get? So we have to work on it. Then another thing is averting call to customer service. Those of us that are in call center or customer service or customer experience, if you notice, because you receive too much, most time your head is even hot. It's tiring. I'm sure people that are in customer service or something. Do you know why? Because the major challenge you not tackle the major challenge that is bringing that forward. So it's better you solve the problem at the source. If you are able to solve it at the source, what happens? You will not have issue. And that's why we tell companies these days that please automate most of your things. If you are still in manual at this age, you are in trouble. Because how many calls will, funny enough, Twitter, Instagram, people just be bombarding you. Because why? People want to vent at this age. They will come and tell you are bad. They will come and tell you what you are. And it will be worse if you don't have social listening. I'm sure we know what social listening. Social listening, if you are not listening socially, it's a problem. You know why? By the time you are being mentioned on Twitter or Facebook that you are bad, and you don't know, the retweet will be overwhelming. So you have to activate, I'm sure it's easy one, the other one is Google Alert. Like myself, my name is Adi Ideas. I deal with customer experience and bad customer service. So you mentioned anything about bad customer service in Nigeria, it will come to me immediately. And I will see, so this is Another thing is e-channel. If you really manage your customer very, very well outside, your e-channels will not be a problem. At least people can. There's a bank 2017 that was offline for 2 days. Remember, I was in that bank. You know what happened? And somebody was saying, they are useless bank. Even Nigerians said they are not useless. This is the first time since I've been using them. This is the first time they will not be seen Nigerians canvassing for a bank. Simply because they have the what? They enjoy what they do. Then empower your business users. That is another thing. For like FMCG, you have to empower your what? Your business users. How do we mean? You know, it's like a chain where we have the manufacturer, distributor, the retailer, the wholesaler, the retailer, and what? And the consumers. People don't care about who is manufacturing it. Once they see the product like this, it's the person that supplied them that they know. So they don't care about you or anything. Once they see anything bad, they just say it outright. Now, moving on. That is customer journey. Now, at this age, if you are not mapping your customer journey, you are not using outside in principle. You are not what? Working on your customer journey. What is customer journey? The customer journey starts from what? Not even the security. When they go to your website and check your website. From that, they come into your design store, they buy, and they pay. So all this journey must be mapped. If you have not mapped your customer journey, please go ahead, sit down, map all the points of interaction. That's the only way you can offer good customer experience. Because every touch point counts, and even within the touch point, there's what we call intense emotion. The point at which the person has the highest intense emotion. There are sometimes when you enter like this, you hear a sound, like a kind of music. Is that also? You know, once you step in, the main aim is to change your everything. They are not in what? In that bank. And still have some bank that still use some doors. So I don't know how they are going to. Some banks, I'm sure we still remember, still use some what? Some door at this age. So I think they should just move on because experience will take over very soon. You think you are good, people will look for experience. Now, the first thing is awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. If I have a good customer journey in your organization, I'm going to tell the whole world about it. I'm sure while I was speaking, I've mentioned some companies. I didn't mention name, but these people that can really understand me have people. So every part of your business affects what the customer experience. So if you are in the call center, I don't think because you're in the call center, it does not matter. Perhaps if the customer comes to a company, he doesn't care. If he saw you on the staircase, excuse me, sir, he will ask you what? Question. Doesn't care if you are the manager or if you are. And some of us say, go like this, it's not my department. You know, that's what some of us. So we have to review that. Now, go next thing you can do to achieve what? Outside in customer experience, production. Now, look at this my graph. Customer does not only demand visibility into the service process, but they want to be part of the what? They want to be part of it. Now, another thing is Amala joints. Amala joints, because we need to come look at you. There are some Amala joints in Abuja and Lagos. You go and queue, and you'll be happy to queue. Are you not happy to queue? Funny enough, I used to go there and I saw directors, CEOs. They also queue and have their plate like this. And said, give me Shaki, give me this. We engage you, and you are happy to even queue. Is it not interesting? Before our entry started doing that too, most of us will sit down, somebody will come and serve us. That also, it costs the company more. But that company has been able to establish that you go and pick your plate and come and take your order. And it's a good one. So by the time you use yourself to wound yourself, you will not come and complain. People are happy to want to be engaged. So in your customer experience, looking at outside in, you need to do what? Engage people in what? In the process, they won't have anything, they'll just be okay. If there is error, they will not have. I'm part of the process. But if they are not part of the process, believe me, they will keep on doubting what you are doing. Now, that's what we call tinkering. It simply means that there are some products that you do, you don't tell people, please put my name. There is a common one, sir. Coca-Cola. They are able to fit your name. So I couldn't get my name anyway. Do you know what I did? I went to Facebook, there's a software. I just add my name in the software. I just post, so I know that I saw my name as well. Because they believe that when they involve you, you want to buy more. Do you know the profit they made in that period? It's a serious profit. I'm sure they have never made such profit within that period. You just add your name to the and you buy more. So now another thing is collaboration, another thing is co-design, another thing is customizing, and that's what our fashion designers are doing now. You customize your clothes, make sure it's on your side. Now, managing customer intuition outside in has to do with what? This. Remember I told you the story of the hospital I went. That is an intuition. Now, proactive intuition, Brian Lawal has mentioned it. Think what your customer needs before they even imagine what they are in need of. Then empathetic, I've also discussed it. Then innovative intuition. I told you about Eric Ford, who went all the way to really produce what to do. So now, if you're a customer experience manager in your organization or you're a manager, what are you bringing in as well? You know why? You know why you should bring something in? People don't compare a bank to another bank now. Are you aware? The service I receive in a particular bank, in Keystone Bank, I will never compare it with Jai's Bank. You know why? I'm going to compare it with experience I have in ShopRite, experience I can have with Amazon, experience I can have with other products. Imagine this car. Because when this car is thinking ahead, if you are still checking your colleague, your competition, that what is the innovation they are using, you are benchmarking. You better think outside that. Because that thing you want to copy is old school already. So there should be innovative what? Intuition in whatever you are doing. Now, there must be human-centered design. That's what we have been trying to explain. There are measurements. Now, when we say measurements, you cannot manage what you don't monitor. And that's why we encourage service check. We encourage what? Service check. Mystery shopping. Let the third eye get to see what you are doing. You may think you are good. If you even engage your people, your member of your officer to do service check for you, it may not be that like we think. Then culture, and I want to say, when we say about culture, you must have a customer-centric organization. Customer what? It must be culture. You know, customer experience is not a department. Is it? It's everybody what? Responsibility. Thank you for listening.